Hey, what's going on, BVC fans? I'm Bobby, aka Bot,
And I'm James, and I'm the con.
and together we are. All right, so we're back. There was some exciting news, Transformers Tuesday from Hasbro Pulse. And so, what we're going to do today is kind of go over what was revealed, see what you guys think. We'll give our opinions. There's a lot that I think we both either liked or didn't like. And I have a feeling we're going to disagree on some things here.
Yes, I think we will definitely. This was a kind of a polarizing fan stream, if you ask me. So why don't we just get right into it with the core class figures? Oh, excuse me, I forgot about these guys because they're so forgettable. We have the Dion and Ariel. So now we've already talked about this quite a bit. I know you like them. You're going to get them. You're excited for them, and they're not forgettable in your eyes. But to me, they're just bland Autobots.
The only thing that I think is missing is slapping an Autobot sticker on Dion, but I'm not sure if he had one at that time in the episode. So that's the only thing that's missing for me. The Ariel looks really good in alt mode, even better in these pictures than what we saw previously. So I'm very happy about this, and definitely will be picking these up.
Yeah, well, I'll be happy to see what they look like in your collection. But I have to say, they do look good with the Alpha Tryon and Orion packs. Even if Dion and Orion packs look like exactly the same figure.
You know, I was looking at that, and I'm glad they made the chest look different because it even though it's the same shape, the colors and the paint make it look different.
Yes, you are correct. I just can't get behind this line. I would like the Alpha Tryon if it was a standalone, but I don't need anybody else.
Yeah.
Moving on to some new stuff, or we might have talked about this in the past. Now we're going on to core class, and the first one is Swoop. And I think this was shown off already or leaked, because I remember thinking how cute he looked. And I still think he looks cute. Right? We did talk about this. I still think he looks cute, and honestly, I might still pick him up at the very least to do a repaint. But this is the first Dinobot of the core line that actually looks good.
Well, I will probably pass on this. I do agree with you. The core class bot mode looks good. The alt mode, it looks kind of thrown together, and as you like to say, lazy. But I do like the bot mode, and it is cute. Not sure if I'll be picking it up, though.
Yes, I mean, that alt mode is lazy, but so was the original Swoop, how it transformed. So, you know, it's a little chibi pterodactyl.
Yeah.
So, next we have, I don't remember this guy's name.
Scar.
That's how forgettable Scar, that's right, Scar. So, I do like this figure. And like they were hinting at, oh, maybe we'll get a leader class figure. I will pick it up if they do a leader class figure. Just because it's a different Dinobot that I wouldn't already have. But as a core class figure with no elbows, it 100% pass.
This is a 100% pass for me as well. I wonder why they left the hand on the butt of the figure. I'm wondering if there's nothing there or what. That kind of surprises me that they keep on doing that.
Because it's the tail of the Alkalosaur, or excuse me, however you pronounce that. They have spiked ball tails. So they're trying to repurpose the hand as that.
Yeah, that looks terrible. So that even more so makes me want to pass on this. Just that color scheme doesn't, and I understand that this is a $10, $11, $12 figure, but that is terrible in my eyes. So I will be passing on this. If they came out with the, I guess, would it be considered studio series since he wasn't in the movie? That if they did.
Well, they're expanding what studio series is, so I guess maybe comics can be considered studio series now.
I guess. Well, I'll have to see how it looks, and maybe at that time I'll pick it up.
Yeah. Moving on to the deluxes. The first one we have is Beachcomber. Now, what do you think of Beachcomber?
I will be grabbing this. It's the only thing. Beachcomber looks like he has been lowered in alt mode, so he's very, very low. So but I will be picking it up. I initially, when I saw the bird on his shoulder, and then looking like the same shoulder in bot mode, I was wondering if that was a permanent piece in which I would have been out on, but since you can move it around or take it off, I will be adding this to my collection.
Yes, the bird's on a 5mm peg. I am 100% out on this. I think it looks nice. I just don't need another Beachcomber. I have the tiny one from Titan's Returns or whatever it is, and that's more than enough Beachcomber for my life. The best thing I like about this is that bird, and I'll buy it off of you for like $1 if you don't want it. So next we have Devcon. Now, I was honestly disappointed by this because I thought they were going to give us a Voyager Devcon based off of the Scourge mold, which I think would have been perfect. But they decided to do Blur from Studio Series, and this does not work for me. The proportions are all wonky. His shoulders are so wide. His legs are his waist and thighs are so tiny. It doesn't, and that's not even like superhero proportions. It just looks bad to me personally. So I am completely out. I will not be getting this. I don't like the colors. I don't like anything about this. It's not for me.
For this rendition of the character, I don't have one in my collection, so I will be picking him up. I do wish he was bigger. I not necessarily a fan of the alt mode. The bot mode, take it or leave it. I think this is more so just going to be a placeholder for me until somebody else does something a little bit different and better.
Well, that makes sense. I'm not in the mood to be buying placeholders. So you either give me something I'm going to want or I'm not going to need it. This is also not a big character. He was, in my eyes, he was in the G1 show, I believe, and that's it. And as we've discussed on the show, I don't know much about the G1 show. So I am out, but I'm glad to you who have been wanting this.
Yeah, if he would have had his little lizard guy with him, I can't remember his name, that would have been really cool. I know they talked about it on the...
That might have pushed me over the edge.
Yeah.
Moving on, we've got Axel Grease. Now, I'm going to start off with this one. I absolutely love this thing. This is what I want in Transformers. Fun colors, a fun backstory with a Decepticon Junkion, a great alt mode. This is what I'm looking for. And I cannot wait to get my hands on this. It is already pre-ordered. I already have it, locked down. This is what I want. And I'm glad we're finally getting something fun from Hasbro. Even though I don't think this is the first Decepticon Junkion like the guy kept talking about, because we had Detrius before, but maybe I'm wrong and he wasn't technically a Decepticon. But I'm very, very excited for this more than anything else that they talked about, honestly, on stream.
Well, as soon as they showed it, I knew you were going to be in on this. Just the colors and it being a fembot, to me, screamed James is picking this up. I actually like the alt mode of this one better than the tow truck. And this one, I at first I was like, is this another Cars character possibly? But it's definitely not. I do like this one a lot better. I will be picking this up and probably leaving it in. Well, actually, the bot mode looks pretty good as well. So I'll have a hard time deciding which way I'll keep it on my shelf.
Oh, I'm surprised to see that. I didn't think that you were going to be picking this up. So I'm glad I've, what's that called? Taken you over to the dark side.
No.
Yeah. So there's no picture with this, but there's no picture, but with the deluxes, they're going to have a fresh repack of Tarantulas, which is another very good mold and probably my favorite Hasbro mold of 2022. It's tied with Inferno. So if you need that, you'll be able to get that again.
I know you'll be picking that up. Or, well, you probably already have it. So
I already have it.
I'll pick it up. Actually, you know what? I take that back. I think I do have it over here.
I think you have it.
Yeah, I just
yeah, exactly. So welcome to the dark side.
It was on clearance, so I grabbed
it. Next, we have the Voyagers, and the first one is Dirge. Now, I already have a few Dirges. Oh, I'm completely out. This is so boring. We've had 3 or 4 Dirges by now. I'm glad for you that can finish the trio, but I've got Masterpiece Dirge, and I don't need no more Dirge in my life.
I think I will be picking this up. I know my Earthrise 2-pack, I had it ordered, was waiting on it, and all of a sudden Amazon hits me with a canceled. And I was very upset about it, and I wasn't paying, scalper prices after they were, going on sale for $300 and, stuff like that. I just wasn't going to do it. So I'm happy that these are being re-released. I do have quite a few Masterpiece Dirges. I have G1 Dirge, and I will be picking this one up as well. So I'm very excited about it, and bring on Ramjet, and I'll grab that one as well.
Well, there you go. I still can't get over those knee pads on this version too. There's nothing else. Like if he had big shoulder pads or something, then maybe, but he just has knee pads. So anyways, let's move on to something that what?
I said he's a hard worker. He needs knee pads.
He has to go in that garden. So something that I will be picking up is the Nemesis Leo Prime, but I'm not a fan of the colors. As with most Nemesis Primes, there's not enough teal. It only has like the claws and a few things here. It needs a lot more teal, and it's also very monotone, which I understand from the cartoon perspective. This was like an alternate clone of Leo Convoy, but I just wish it had a bit more of a pop of color, and maybe it'll look better in hand because there does seem to be between the main and the rest of it 2 different colors there. So maybe there'll be a different perspective in actual lighting. But my first impressions are I wish there was more color to this.
This one I knew, again, as soon as it was announced that you were going to be picking it up, being that you're such a big Nemesis fan. I think I'll be picking this up as well, since I have the Leo Convoy, which I still need to take out of its cardboard jail. But I think I will be picking this up just to have a alternate to the good side. Got to have the bad side.
Yes, and they actually said that it comes with the gun that was missing from Leo Convoy. So I think that's really cool that they added it with this, and honestly, the Leo Convoy one should have had it as well. So I'll be finding a sword for this guy to hold, and the gun will go to Leo Convoy.
Sounds good. I hate that they do that. It almost forces you to have to buy this one just to get what was missing from the first one.
That's completely on purpose. And on brand for Hasbro.
Yeah.
So speaking of things missing things, we've got the Armada Megatron that's missing the Minicon. So I'm still going to be Yep. I mean, I'm still going to be picking this up. But I'm very disappointed he doesn't come with Leader 1.
And so I am on the fence about this one. I did recently pick up the Fans Hobby Masterpiece version, and maybe that's why I'm on the fence about this one. I wasn't a huge fan of Armada. I have the original, and then I have the Fans Hobby one, and I think I'm pretty good.
I think this looks better than the Fans Hobby one, to be quite honest with you. I just don't like the size. I wish the size was bigger.
Yeah, this is Wow, I'm very surprised.
And another thing I wanted to point out about was what's going on with that hand.
I was looking
Not the
at
one on the hip, the other one.
Like a claw.
Yeah, is it a claw? Like, what's going on with that? So, I'm still in, and like I said, I think this looks better than the Fans Hobby one, but I will be getting the Fans Hobby one for Galvatron, and if this comes out with the Galvatron, I'll probably get this one as well, because I like that color scheme a lot better than this one. So,
Well,
speaking of size, here it is. Oh, go on.
I said, you know, they're going to come out with the Galvatron one. It's a money maker.
Honestly, Hasbro hasn't been doing repaints recently.
It's coming.
So I don't know if we're ever going to get that. And like the whole, my favorite line from Hasbro was the brown boxes that they were coming out with. What were those called?
Generations?
Yeah, or whatever, where it was all the repaints, and they're not doing it no more. They did like one, so that's why I haven't been buying a lot of Hasbro. But here it is next to the Armada Prime, which shows you how small this leader class Megatron is going to be. But I do think that Prime looks amazing. They gave it an ab crunch, and I'm a sucker for an ab crunch. They pretty much gave it everything but the Minicon. So I'm very ecstatic for both of these figures. Honestly, it's probably the most excited I've been for Hasbro in quite some time, because they've been letting out a lot of duds, but these actually look appropriate. So I'm excited to get these.
I will be passing on the Prime as well for a similar reason. I did pick up the Fans Hobby, even though it was not the Prime colors, it was the alternate colors. I'm good with that.
Well, and I've got to say, again, I think Hasbro beat Fans Hobby. I think this looks 100 times better than the Fans Hobby one. It looks more accurate. It looks like it has more posability. It doesn't look awkward. The small Prime, because I like the small Prime, not the combined form. It doesn't look awkward. Like, this thing looks really good. You know, no shame to Fans Hobby, because I think they do amazing work. But I think Hasbro beat them. It's just the size that annoys me. I want these in masterpiece scale, and maybe some knockoff company will, upsize them, and I'll be the first one to put some money down.
I am happy for you. I totally disagree. The Fans Hobby definitely looks better to me, and I actually was very surprised, because I'm not truly an Armada fan, and those two actually did very well in my eyes. So I'm glad we can disagree.
I can't stand the kibble that's hanging off the Fans Hobbies one on its back. That's too much kibble. With all of the money that I would put into that figure, I would expect that kibble to fold up inside the figure somehow. And this one doesn't have kibble. I can't get over it, honestly.
I think it was sticking true to the cartoon, which I know you hate as well. And the original.
You know that. Well, actually, with Armada, I would like it to be toon accurate, because the cartoon actually looks good, unlike G1 where we're all over the place, which makes sense because it was more of a commercial than an actual cartoon. But you look at, why don't we do a debate on toon accuracy soon? So moving on, then the last thing they showed off was the Titan class Nemesis, which is a fembot Decepticon. And I'm actually on the fence with this, mainly because I don't know if it's worth $200, which is their going price right now. The proportions look so weird in robot mode. I don't care about having a Nemesis. So it's like, it doesn't look like a fembot. Where are the hips? Where's the proportions? Why does it have gorilla arms? I don't know about you, but the women in my life do not have gorilla arms.
Well, I totally agree with you. I hope none of the women in either of our lives have gorilla arms. But I am all in for this. This looks amazing in alt mode. I don't know what they were going to pull for in bot mode, so this is something that they're just trying out, which I like it. It's a attempt at something that wasn't created. I like it a lot. I will be picking this up. I'm definitely interested in the finished colors. Hopefully there is no blue on there like that, but I'm totally in for this. I was really excited, and the only part that I didn't like was how the gun kind of formed on her, and maybe he was dropping pieces and things like that, but I didn't really like the way the gun looked. It didn't look like a gun. It just looked like it was an afterthought.
Yes, I feel the same exact way. I know the pieces fell off, but I think that's just because it's a prototype. But how it landed when he put it in her hand, it was very weird looking.
Yeah.
So I'm waiting. I'm being cautiously optimistic, just like I think you are, what the final deco is going to be, because it could sway me, and maybe different angles or something. It'll have that fembot look that I'm looking for. I know fembots don't need to look like anything. I mean, Striker's one of my favorite fembots, but it just doesn't strike me right away as being a fembot.
Well, I agree with you there. I mean, the most obvious is there's no chest plate, as well, that typically we see in the fembot character. But the other aspect that I like about this is their attention to detail. When they had the side, the little parts on the arms that flipped over and you could see the jets on the arm, I thought that was really, really cool. I thought that looked really good. And again, I think this is something that is missing from my collection. And even if I just keep it in alt mode next to the Arc, which I have in alt mode, it's going to do wonders for my shelf, I think.
Well, I'm glad to hear that. And we'll see if my roster of Decepticon females grows. So lastly, they showed off or talked about some Studio Series figures. There we go. And it's a dud for me. I'm not getting any of these. I don't even need to talk about them individually. Just whoop.
Well, I'll be picking up the Brawn, and I like how they talked about how he was in the movie for all of 3.5 seconds, pretty much. But I will be picking up Brawn to go with my Studio Series. I will be passing on all the rest. I know you liked the Bumblebee painted as Laserbeak, which was terrible. I actually picked that up for you. So
I take it. No. Pause. I don't like it. It's actually a very bad figure. It just looks cool with the rest of my fembots.
Gotcha. Okay. Duly noted. So that is the only one that I will be picking up, though, is the Brawn. I'm not a fan of any of the others. I don't have a connection with them. I know the Rise of the Beast is coming out. I'll be interested to see what they look like in person, but none of these figures really move me.
No. Oh. And I liked how they said what's that called? The Cliff Jumper. Oh, we're doing this one because it's from the DS. No, you're doing it because it's a repaint, a Bumblebee that's easy to do. Like, just be honest with us. Don't say, oh, we're going to be doing all the DS figures exclusive, because they're not going to do that.
No.
Not at all. But at least people are getting the game figures that they want, hopefully. You'll be getting your Brawn, and then the Movieverse, Bayverse fans can get what they want as well. But I did think it was weird that Optimus Prime is a Target exclusive.
Yes. That is very surprising.
Right? I was like, seriously? Optimus Prime is a Target exclusive? Which, going to put my conspiracy hat on. Optimus Prime's going to get another form in the movie, and that's going to be the mass release.
That could be what it is. That makes a lot of sense. Because I mean, how are they? I don't think they'll be able to keep enough on the shelves. You know, I mean, this is a major figure.
When has Hasbro cared about that?
Well, clearly, yeah. We just talked about that earlier about Ram getting. So yeah, true. Yeah, that's.
Yeah,
I was very surprised about that.
It's going to be an eBay exclusive.
So be prepared if you don't pick it up to spend an enormous amount from scalpers on it.
Yeah, exactly. So, all right. Well, that was everything we had for you. So let us know in the comments if you're going to be picking anything up, if anything stands out to you. Let me know how much I made you mad with some of my opinions. I would love to hear that. And we'll see you guys next time.
Yes, please like, subscribe, and share. And as always, till all debates are won.